नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्य देशतारिणे। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितमेन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देकं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसूते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ईश्वर परमः कृष्ण सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादिर् गोविंद सर्व कारण कारणम। ओम तत्सत्। हरे कृष्ण। By the causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita, the knowledge which can be joyfully performed, and the everlasting knowledge, Susukam Kartum Avyam. By Krishna's causeless mercy, now we are successfully studying in the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, conclusion, that is, perfection of renunciation. So now Krishna is teaching us about, based on this Swabhava, which are born from the three modes of material nature, how four types of works are created. In fact, we already studied in the fourth chapter, Krishna taught us very clearly that Chaturvanyam Maya Shishtam Guna Karma Vibhagasagam Tasya Kartaram Apimam Vidhi Akartaram Avyam. That's what Krishna says. So Chaturvanyam, these four Varnas are created by me. Maya Srishtam. Chaturvanyam Maya Srishtam. Based on the Guna Karma Vibhagasana. Based on the gunas, the modes of nature, and karma, the activities what they do. So that's what guna karma means. Based on the gunas only we are acting, and based on that guna karma vibhagasaga. So it is divided, vibhagasaga, pravibhaktani. So that's what it is divided. These are four varnas created by me. Tasya kartaram apimam vidhi akartaram avyam. Even though I created that, these varnas, you know that I am not doing anything. I did not do anything. What does that mean? Krishna says, it's created by me, Maya Srishtam. But Krishna is also saying that you understand that I am not the doer. I didn't do anything. What does that really mean? That really means, Namam karmani limpanti name karma pale sprihah iti mam yo bijanati karma bihina sabhadyate. All the activities which I do, karmani, mam na limpanti. Namam karmani limpanti. Na limpanti means they don't bind me. And also, I am not after the results. Name karma pale sprihaga. In fact, Krishna is the enjoyer of all the results. But all these activities are happening because of the three modes of material nature which are under Krishna's directions working. But Even though these varnas are created by Krishna, but he is not the doer of anything because nothing binds him. That's what we need to understand. We can also be like Krishna. Nothing will bind us. When nothing will bind us? Itimam yo bijanati karma bhigina sapadyate. If anyone understands this, anyone knows this, then they are also not bound by their activities. Anyone knows what? Anyone knows that Krishna's activities are not binding him, then our activities are not going to bind us, if we know that. That's what Krishna says. Anyone knows this. Itimam yobi janati. So anyone who understands this, anyone who knows this, their activities are not going to bind them. Just by knowing this, many in the past have achieved perfection. Evam nyatva kritam karma purvairapi mumukshubhigi. Just by knowing this, evam nyatva, and performing their activities, kritam karma. Evam nyatva kritam karma. So by knowing this and performing their activities, purvairapi mumukshubhigi. In the past, many have achieved liberation. Kuru karma eva tasmat tvam purvaihi purvataram kritam. You also, therefore, tasmat, therefore you, tvam, you, therefore you also do like them. Kuru karma eva tasmat tvam purvaihi purvataram kritam. In the past, how they did it, in the same way you do it. That's what Krishna is telling Arjuna. So if we just understand this Bhagavad Gita, if we just follow this Bhagavad Gita, then nothing is going to bind us. That means we know that nothing is going to bind Krishna. Just by knowing that, nothing is going to bind us. That's what we are understanding from Bhagavad Gita very, very clearly. So this Bhagavad Gita is teaching us, giving us all the knowledge to get ourselves freed from this material bondage. By Krishna's causeless mercy, it's going to be very much possible for us to free ourselves from this material well, no doubt about it. Just by following this Bhagavad Gita, it's going to be possible. Idam jnanam upashitya mama sadharmyam agata. That's it. Many people, by knowing this knowledge, many sages in the past, in fact, all the sages in the past, they have attained liberation. Jnananam jnanam uttamam. Yajñatva munayega sarve param siddhimito gataga. Param bhuyega pravakshami jnananam jnanam uttamam. So I am explaining to you again the knowledge which is the topmost knowledge of all knowledge. Jnananam jnanam uttamam. By knowing this, many have attained liberation. Paraham siddhim. So that way, by just understanding this Bhagavad Gita, by following this Bhagavad Gita, by Krishna's instructions, we are going to achieve liberation. There is no doubt about it. That's what we are doing right now. We are studying this Bhagavad Gita, understanding all the slokas, understanding how the mind can be our friend if we control it. Otherwise, how it will become our enemy. All those things we are very clearly understanding. Our mind should be our friend all the time. It should never become our enemy. If our mind becomes our enemy, it's not good for us. Then that means we are going to suffer in this material well. We are going to struggle in this material well if our mind becomes our enemy. So before we die, before our life comes to an end, that's going to happen for everyone. It is dhruvam, it is certain. So when a person is born, jatasya dhruvo mrityu, death is certain. Jatasya dhruvo mrityu. Because we are born, we are going to die. There is no doubt about it. Dhruvam janma mrittasya. Similarly, it is certain that birth is there when we die. Dhruvam janma mrityasya. Jatasya ki dhruvam mrityu, dhruvam janma mrityasya. So now we need to understand this fact very well. Before we die, before our life comes to an end, we should make our mind as our best friend. If our mind becomes our best friend, we will be able to conquer our eternal enemy. Evam buddhe param buddhva samstabhyatmanamatmanaga jahi satru mahabahu kamarupam durasavam. So, by understanding this Bhagavad Gita, by understanding who is our enemy, that is Kama, so samstabhyatmanamatmanaga. So, by controlling our mind, by bringing our mind, by making our mind as our best friend, samstabhyatmanamatmanaga, then jahi satru mahabaho kamarupam durasa. So then we will be able to conquer our eternal enemy, insatiable enemy, durasa. So that is possible only if we control our mind. If our mind is not under our control, we cannot conquer our enemy. That is Mahasana Mahapapma Vidyena Mega Vairinam. Krishna is teaching us very clearly that you know that that is your enemy. And it is all devouring. Mahasana, sinful, Mahapapma Vidyena Mega Vairinam. And it is there. It's there in our mind, it's there in our senses, it's there in our intelligence. Everywhere this Kama is there, it's sitting. Indriyani mano buddhihi asyadhistanam uchyate yetair vimohayati esha jnanam avritya deginam. That is the reality. So our senses, mind, intelligence, everywhere this Kama is sitting, and it is Indriyani mano buddhir asyadhistanam uchyate, and it is etair vimohayati esha jnanam avritya deginam. So covering our knowledge. So it's bewildering us. Vimohayati esha. It is bewildering us by covering our knowledge. So like when we get diseased, maybe some viral infection or bacterial infection, then that's going to, if you don't get medicine, antibiotics for bacterial infections, that's going to become a bigger problem. It's going to spread more and more in our body, and it's going to create problems. So like that way only this lust, if we don't kill it, if we don't conquer it, if we don't destroy it, so what we need antibodies. So we need to kill all this when they invade us. So that is, our mind should be under our control. Our mind should be our friend. Our mind should not go anywhere. So then only it is possible for us to conquer this enemy, because our mind only can fight with this Kama and it can go out. Because only when our mind is focusing on the sense objects, then only Kama is entering into our mind. Then only Kama is infecting us. So when our mind is focusing on the sense objects. So, but if we focus our mind on Krishna, so that means if we don't let any of the materialistic desires to come in, so that's what we need to understand. Like a mask, like face mask. So like that here we need to put mind mask. That's what is very important. Like face mask, when we put, we don't allow any of the virus to get into our system, our body. So like that we need to put mind mask. So that is Krishna consciousness. That is this Bhagavad Gita, focusing on Krishna, remembering Krishna, thinking about Krishna, and chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So that will be able to completely filter out all these unwanted desires, because these desires are coming like rivers are entering into the ocean. Apuryamanam achala pradistam samudram apa pravisanti yadvat tadvat kamayam pravisanti sarve. So like that Kama, the lust, the desires are entering into our mind from all directions, like the rivers are entering into the ocean. But even though so many rivers enter into the ocean, the level of the ocean is always the same. It is not disturbed. So like that, even though so many desires are entering into our mind should not be disturbed at all. Then only we can achieve peace of mind. We should be able to give up all varieties of desires for sense gratification. In fact, they are all due to our mental concoctions. Prajagati yada kaman sarvan partha manokatan. This kaman, they are manokatan. They are because of they are produced in our mind. That's why we need to put this like mask. We need to filter. We need to control. We should not let the mind, let the karma, let the lust, let the desires enter into our mind. If it enters into our mind, so when it can enter into our mind? So when we focus our mind on the sense objects, that's what is very important. So we should not be thinking, we should not be meditating about the sense objects. We should not think that I want to enjoy the sense object. If we think that we want to enjoy the sense objects, then we are letting karma to come and sit in our mind, senses and intelligence, and it's going to cover our knowledge and it's going to bewilder us, and then we are going to lose our intelligence because of that. When such things in our body, when we have some infections, then it's going to stop the functioning of our body organ systems and all such things. So like that, when the karma enters into our mind, senses and intelligence, we will lose our intelligence. We won't have, and our mind will be completely like it will be disturbed, and it will be polluted. It will be like suffering. There is no peace of mind. That's it. So that's why we have to study this Bhagavad Gita and focus everything based on Krishna's instructions, and chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and remember Krishna and do everything only for Krishna's satisfaction. That's what is very important. So that if we do, then everything will go good. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, that's going to be possible. That's going to be very much possible by Krishna's causeless mercy. With the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, it is very much possible for us to control our mind, make our mind as our best friend. And then we will make sure that our intelligence is very well established. Prasade sarvadukkanam hanirashyopajayate prasanna chetaso hyasu buddhi pariyavatistade. That's what buddhi, our intelligence will be very well established when we get Krishna's prasadam. And when we get Krishna's prasadam, when our senses are under our control. Ragadvesa vimuktaistu visayan indriyaischaran atmavasair videyatma prasadam adhikachadi. Then only we will get Krishna's mercy, when our senses are under the control of ourself. So all these things are possible only with this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. Simply by depending on Krishna only, we will be able to control all these things. And this Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is giving us all the knowledge for us to do. And now we are successfully studying in the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So in the 18th chapter, now we are studying about like Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudras, how it's all formed, and what kind of the qualities, what type of works they do. So that's what we are studying now. So in the sloka number 41, Krishna taught us that Brahmana Kshatriya Visam Sudranam Cha Param Tapa Karmani Prabhibhaktani Swabhava Prabhavair Gunaihi. Brahmana Kshatriya Visham Sudranam Cha Param Tapa Karmani Prabhibhaktani Swabhava. Brahmana Kshatriya Vaishya Sudra, everything, they are all Swabhava Prabhavair Gunaihi. So they are all, these four types are created because of this Swabhava Prabhavair Gunaihi. Because of this Swabhava, only they are produced. They are produced from our Swabhava, which are based upon our gunas, the three modes of material nature. So these four types of activities are divided. Karmani Pravibhaktani. Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaisyas and Sudras are distinguished by the qualities born of their own natures in accordance with the material modes, O chastiser of the enemy. Then in the next sloka what we are studied in the previous class, sloka number 42. Shamodamastapaga saucham kshantirarjavamyevacha jnanam vijnanamastikyam brahma karma svabhavajam. So that is equanimity of mind and sense control, mind control, and tapa, austerity, and cleanliness, saucham, purity, and kshantir, that is forgiveness, simplicity, that is modesty, simplicity, and jnanam, vijnanam, and that is knowledge, wisdom, that is jnanam, vijnanam, and then religiousness, astikyam. All these things are Brahma Karma Swabhavajam. They are born from the Brahma Karma. Peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness. These are the natural qualities by which the Brahmanas work. Then in the next sloka what we are studying, Sauryam Tejo Dhritirdakshyam Yuddhe Chapyapalayanam Danam Ishvara Bhavasya Shatram Karma Swabhavajam. So, what about the Kshatriyas, the qualities of work? There is Sauryam, so they are heroism, and Tejo, and there is power, and Dhriti, very determination and resourcefulness, Dakshyam, and Yuddhe Chapi Apalayanam, not running out from the battlefield, not running away from the battlefield. So that's what Yuddhe Chapi Apalayanam, there is courage, basically courage, and then Dhanam, there is charity, and Ishvara Bhavascha, so there is Ishvara Bhava, there is the leadership qualities. These are all the qualities of work by which Kshatriyas work. Kshatram Karma Swabhavaja. So heroism, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage in battle, generosity and leadership are the natural qualities of work for the Kshatriyas. By Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully finished sloka number 43 in the 18th chapter. And now let us chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and focus our mind on the transcendental sound vibration. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vrindam. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Sarveshwar Vishnu Prabhu. Asha Mataji, Hare Krishna. Sarveshwar
Pranam,
Vishnu
Guruji.
Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Dandvat Pranam, Guruji, Dandvat Pranam.
आपके को धन्यवाद प्रणाम प्रभु. आशा
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much Guruji for wonderful class. We should fully focus for Krishna's service only Guruji. And mind mask is very
That's
important.
correct, Mataji. Yes, it's very, very important. Yes, Mataji.
Which can filter extra desire
That's very
and all that. Yes, Guruji.
all the desires. Yes, Mataji. That is correct. That's
Thank you,
what
Guruji,
Krishna
for keeping us in
consciousness.
Krishna consciousness. We are very grateful to you, Guruji, that we are learning Bhagavad Gita.
Yes, Mataji. Is Krishna's mercy.
Yes, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. R.K. Goyal Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji. Sada Dandvat
Hare
Pranam Guruji.
Pranams Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Thank you Guruji for a nice session. I have actually missed the class, but I joined when it was going on. I will see it on the YouTube today. And we are grateful to you for keeping an Krishna consciousness. So grateful to you, Guruji. No questions. Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Brinda Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you, Guruji, for the class. It's very nice that we are able to attend and you're able to also contribute your best, Guruji. So,
Yes,
Guruji, ultimately, Krishna is always telling us that all your duties are towards me only, actually. We are just all the time thinking of this duty, that duty. So ultimately, all our duties are to Him only. Just surrender to Him.
Yes. Everything we have to do it for Krishna. Yes, Mother.
Yes. And that can happen only when we get over with the ignorance. And our ignorance is only this, no, that we are all the time associated, identified with the body. So, the remedy for that is to keep remembering that you are a soul and you are meant to serve Krishna.
That is correct, Mataji. With the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, we have to be actually involved in Krishna's service all the time. So then we will enjoy that Krishna's service. Then automatically, naturally, we'll get attracted to that Krishna's service, because of once we taste, once we param drishtva, once we experience the higher taste, then we'll give up all the lower taste.
Yes, Guruji. So ignorance, all the time we use, we are in ignorance. We are in ignorance. So the meaning of this is that we are too much into materialistic. Ignorance is, the meaning is that we are too much identified with everything around us. So we need to separate that part and be identified with the Supreme Soul.
Yes, Mata. That is correct. With the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, it will happen. Yes, Mata.
Yes, Guruji. Thank you so much, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Jyoti Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Guruji. Thank you Guruji. Thank you for the class.
Hare.
Thank you for keeping us in Krishna consciousness.
Yes,
Class was very nice, very
yes,
interesting.
Mataji. Krishna's mercy.
Thank you Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji. Krishna's mercy. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Deepesh Prabhu, I think. Disconnect. Abhiya Mataji, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna. Mohanan Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Pranam Guruji.
Pranam Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu, Pranam Prabhu.
Thank you so much for the class, Guruji. Again, interesting class. Very nice class, Guruji. Thank you so much, Guruji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Guruji.
Ram. Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Sumati Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Guruji. Thank you very
Hare
much
Krishna.
for the class, Guruji. I have a small question. It is regarding the four varnas, or the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. According to their modes of nature, which is predominant in them, they fall into these four categories. But
Yes.
for all four categories, the path to Krishna is the same, right? The way they can remember Krishna is the same, but for what reason will somebody so a person who's more, say, in a tamasic mode, will they be they'll be finding it more difficult to come in Krishna's path, is it not, Guruji?
Not really. If
So
they
the
surrender
person
into
in the
Krishna, then they
Brahmanic
can reach Krishna.
so the person in a Brahmanic mode will find it easier because their nature is
Yeah, for
such.
them it is easier. For them it's easier. But anyone, like Krishna says that Mamgi Partha Vyapashitte Yepishu Papa Yonayaga Striyo Vaisyas Tata Sudras Tepiyanti Param Gatim. So anyone who surrenders unto me will achieve the supreme destination. That is correct. So just they have to, like as you said, it's difficult in the mode of ignorance because it moves towards laziness and all those things, sleep, indolence, all those things. But if somebody becomes a devotee of Krishna, surrenders unto Krishna, it's bhaktas are above all these things. That's what we need to understand.
Okay.
If a
So
person is a
then
bhakta, if
their
a person
modes
is a,
will also change. It will tilt towards more
Yeah, you will be
Sarpaguna.
freed. Bhaktas are, yeah. Kim punar brahmana punya bhaktaga raja rishayastada. So bhakta, what to speak about bhaktas? That's what Krishna says. So anybody who worships me, surrenders to me will come to me. Then what to speak about devotees? So they will definitely go to Krishna. So being a devotee of Krishna is very important. Then whatever mode of nature, whatever swabhava we have, we utilize everything in Krishna's service. That's it.
Okay. Okay, Guruji. So in the olden days when there were kings or even now when there are people who are soldiers and in the other professions where they are actually having to do Kshatriya work, all right. For such people, they may not have so much time to devote to Krishna. But in what way can they, um, follow or go
Those
towards the
olden
path of Krishna?
those Kshatriyas were actually Raja Rishis actually. They studied Bhagavad Gita. That's what Krishna
Okay.
said. Evam parampara praptam imam Raja Rishyo vidugu. So they understood Bhagavad Gita, everything. So they know very well. So that way they may be Kshatriyas, but once you know Bhagavad Gita very well, then you can become extremely busy in this world, but you will be working for Krishna only with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Whether you are a devotee of Krishna or not, that's what is very important. Even Arjuna was extremely busy in that battlefield fighting, but he got the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita and he was fighting for Krishna. That's what is very important.
Okay. Okay. So
So
getting the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is the key for in whichever.
there is a key for everything. For everything.
Yes.
Know the Bhagavad Gita, it should be given to everyone. Everyone, if they understood Bhagavad Gita, then it doesn't matter what mode of nature they are controlled. They will be easily able to come out. By Krishna's mercy, they will be able to free from the modes of nature.
Okay, Guruji. Okay, Guruji. Thank you. Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Satyendra Singh Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hey Krishna Guruji Pranam.
Pranam Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Interesting session, Guruji. I thoroughly enjoyed the session and the interactive discussion on the topic. Really very interesting session, Guruji, today. In the today's session, in the beginning, you have again suggested that we should make our mind our friend, not the enemy.
Mhm.
And also, second point, uh, it should be devoted to Krishna only. Otherwise, if we focus our mind to the our sense object, then it
Mhm.
goes towards kama, and
That's good.
so that we can deviate from our path. Really, our main aim is to always remember Krishna, and surrendering to Krishna is the only key moving ahead.
Yes.
Thank you, Guruji, for a wonderful class. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna.
Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Rama.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Ganesh Urpa Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji,
Hare
the
Krishna.
one small doubt came. This
Yes.
Jiva is eternal. This Vasanas, Prabhuji, the latent tendencies are also eternal, Prabhuji. Is it eternal?
No. With the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, everything will be towards Krishna only. We will lose all our materialistic vasanas, materialistic desires. Everything will be wiped out. Once we develop love on Krishna, then we find happiness in serving Krishna. So then we will automatically get attracted towards Krishna. So at that point of time, everything will be purely Krishna conscious. That's it. So that we need to elevate ourselves to that platform of being in Krishna consciousness all the time. That's what is very important.
That by constant remembrance of him, all the vasanas will go away.
Yes, everything Krishna's mercy.
Vasanas are
Everything
the
will get.
was it eternal along with the jivas before coming, taking birth
With every life, depending upon our
after coming
circumstances, we will
here?
get different types of. Yes, Prabhu. It's all our it all our beliefs, our faith, everything keeps changing. It's not same all the time. But only with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, it will become very steady towards Krishna. Then everything will be in the right direction. Otherwise, we'll be missing, we'll be losing all the opportunities. This human body. So yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Now, since we have the knowledge, we have to make use of this human body. That's very important.
Get away from these vasanas, desires, and
Yes, Prabhu.
because of this, someone was telling me these vasanas or the desires was eternal with the jivas. So it came and take birth
There
here
is
and
nothing about vasanas and all discussed in Bhagavad Gita, Prabhu. There is no such word vasana is discussed in Bhagavad Gita. So we don't have to really worry too much. Whatever is there in Bhagavad Gita, we just focus, Prabhu. That's it.
okay, Prabhu. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Mahendra Shukla, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी दंडवत प्रणाम हरे कृष्णा
Hare Krishna. Dhanyavad
कृष्णा
pranams, Prabhu.
कृष्णा हरे हरे हरे
Krishna
रामा
Krishna.
हरे रामा रामा रामा
Hare
हरे
Rama,
हरे
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
उमर नंदी सर
Hare Krishna.
हरे
Nandi Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Lakshmi Sridhar Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji, Pranam Guruji.
Pranam Prabhu. Hare Krishna,
By the
Prabhu.
costless mercy of Krishna, I could able to
Mhm.
attend today's Bhagavad Gita class. Bhagavad Gita, the everlasting knowledge which can be joyfully performed. In today's class, what we learned is Krishna is telling based on Swabhavas, born of three modes of material nature, four types of works are created. Four varnas are created by me, what Krishna tells, based on guna karma, divided as per their guna karma, four types of varnas. Krishna says, I am not the doer, though created by me. Though I do all activities, they don't bind me. I am not after result. Similarly, anyone knows this, their activities are also not bound by them. People achieve perfection by knowing this knowledge. Therefore, by following Bhagavad Gita, nothing binds us like what happened with Krishna. Bhagavad Gita knowledge frees us from material bondage. That is the topmost knowledge, and many have attained liberation by this knowledge. We have to make our mind our best friend. Before we die, before the end comes, we should make our mind our best friend. Then we can conquer our eternal enemy, that is the lust, that is the karma, which is everywhere. That lust is covering our knowledge and bewildering us. Our mind should be under our control to fight this type of enemy. That is possible when we focus our mind only on Krishna all the time. To be Krishna consciousness and chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra and remembering Krishna always, controlling desires. Desires enter our mind like rivers enter ocean. Kamas are produced in our mind when we focus our mind on sense objects. It spoils our intelligence. We lose our intelligence. Our mind becomes polluted. For that, we should study Bhagavad Gita, do everything for Krishna's satisfaction. By Krishna's causeless mercy, and by Bhagavad Gita knowledge, it is possible. Our intelligence will be well established by Krishna's prasadam. When senses are under control, we can achieve this. In the today's 18th chapter, 42nd sloka, Krishna is telling about the Swabha of Brahmanas, born of Swabha, our nature, that is in the mode of goodness. Brahmanas, Karma Swabhavam, control of mind, control of senses, austerity and cleanliness, tolerance, forgiveness, simplicity, knowledge, both theoretical and practical, and religious knowledge. These are the qualities by which Brahmanas work. In today's sloka, that is 43rd sloka, Krishna is telling the qualities of Kshatriyas: Saumya, heroism, power, determination, resourcefulness, not running away from battlefield, courage, charity, leadership, qualities by which Kshatriyas work. Very nicely understood. Thank you very much, Guruji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Let us listen to Srila Prabhupada's Kirtana.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna.